Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
Does the word mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee? The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds.
Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You! That's my name!
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure,
Good evening. Episode 38.
I like that you assume that people listen in the evening.
Yeah, well,
Just because we record in the evening doesn't mean people listen in the evening.
it's good enough,
Yeah.
right?
All right. Good evening.
Salutations, is that better for you? I don't like that one.
Nah. Let's go back with good evening.
Hello.
Good evening and welcome to the news.
Here's Michael Kondik. Mike, go ahead.
Hey Nate, it's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Last time I saw you had a mustache. Now you're mustacheless.
I'm mustache-less.
Mustache-less. That's a
Yeah.
hard word to say.
It is. It's a tongue twister.
I got a haircut.
Yeah.
You didn't
What
even
else?
notice.
What else?
You didn't even notice.
I did. I talked to you about your haircut earlier.
Did you?
Yeah, remember when I saw you at that get-together?
No, I don't. And I was.
And you said no work friends, and I was like, I'm coming anyways.
Yeah, that's true. So, you watching the World Cup, Nate?
No.
No, you're not a big fan of Ariaga 1 and Ariaga 2?
I don't even know what that means. Is that science fiction?
It's a Simpsons reference
Oh, okay.
about soccer. It's combining some of the things I love.
Yeah, no, I see
I'm basically Caligulaing it here.
that. Wow. Another tough word.
Caligula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You struggled that first time.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's a good thing I pay you a lot to edit so you can fix that, right? It'll come out sounding real.
Pay me a lot. Yeah.
I smile at you.
That's right.
My smile's worth a lot.
Do you take piles of pocket lint? No. Episode 38. It's the best of the year ... so far.
I like the ...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I would say it, but it made sense.
It's way better if you say it.
Yeah. The long pause can just feel uncomfortable, and then you step on it, and then it all falls apart. So
Well, I ruin everything.
most things associated with this.
Yeah. Local man ruins everything.
But that's two. It's June, so it's halfway through the year, and it's always a good time because we don't do a year-end podcast. Always a good time to just look at the year so far.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the year so far?
So when I started this, I was like, oh man, the beginning of the year really sucked.
Yeah.
Like I felt like there were good releases, but they were coming maybe like once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then this last 2 months, there seems to be a lot more releases. I don't know if they're necessarily great or anything, but there seems to be a lot more to choose from.
I feel like there's always a push around summer,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like even in the last 2 weeks, they feel like there's a chunk of albums. Had I had more time to listen to them, would probably kick some albums off this list.
Yeah. I like that it hasn't been like, I feel like last year was crazy at the beginning, and I wasn't really like absorbing much. It was just like there was so much coming at you.
Yeah.
So this year I've had a little bit more time to let things simmer. I thought this would be a tough list. I always think this list will be tough, but not so tough this year. Like there's been a lot of good music, but not a lot of like super standout things I'm returning to on a frequent basis.
Yeah, I felt that way too. I thought I'd have like a crazy amount of albums on my list, but it really didn't. So
Yeah. Well,
kinda weird.
What have you been listening to with all these albums coming at you, Michael?
Well, one that you turned me on to is the Culture Abuse.
I do like turning you on.
You do turn me on in so many ways. Without that mustache, though, I'm kind of.
I know. It's a disappointment.
But Culture Abuse turns me on. So.
Oh, nice.
Well, wait, that's kind of weird sounding. The band Culture Abuse
Not kind of weird sounding. It is.
Yeah, the band Culture Abuse turns me on.
Okay.
I think the album's Bay Dreams.
Yeah.
And that was out on Epitaph, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different release for Epitaph.
I like it. It's kind of in that same vein as like Swimmers, Waves,
Yeah.
Fiddler.
Well, and they got the Frights now too. So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
didn't know that.
the new Frights release comes out on Epitaph. So I think they're kind of making a switch.
Yeah, Epitaph does that.
They do have kind of genred music for
try
a
to-
period of time.
I feel like they try to hook onto what's going to be cool or is kind of cool with
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah,
Not with us, but with kids. People that buy albums.
the kids.
The kids.
Yeah,
And the kids are all right.
they are not alt-right.
They might be alt right
What do you
now,
think
too.
about that?
You know what? We discussed in the chat a little bit. And someone suggested that if that song was performed by somebody else, it might be better.
Right?
Like lyrically, it's good. Even musically, it's not bad. It just doesn't feel like a Bad Religion song.
Yeah, it's different for sure.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's not that I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
No.
No, it doesn't. Eh? Well, what do you think about
it's
it?
not that it's green. It's just
Green.
green.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm gonna reserve comment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't want to offend anybody?
And take the fifth.
All right.
What else have you been listening to?
The Albrights,
Ah, yes.
the White Album, which is
It's great.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Super. Like it's a lot sillier this time around than that first one. I think.
They're both pretty silly.
Sure. But I mean, like some of the I don't know what the song's called. The one where they replace Mon with Mom. I mean, genius. First of all,
The one, the Midwest one, where he's talking about when he's like playing reggae and ska, and he's like, I just don't want them to find out I'm white. So laughing.
it sounded like a NoFX song
Yeah,
to me.
it did kind of.
Yeah, but super funny record, and like I mean, you can feel the fun coming out of those guys.
I like that though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Like not everything has to be serious. I do like a lot of serious music, but sometimes you just want something like that that's funny.
Yeah,
And the last thing I've really been listening to is a band called Night Flight Orchestra.
Night Flight Orchestra.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's a band that our buddy Brock turned me on to.
All right.
And I don't know much about them, but they're kind of like a proggy power metal band. So you would not like them.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that right now.
I appreciate it.
But they're a little bit more poppy and polished. It's kind of like almost like if Darkness and Rush were a band. But Rush should be called The Rush. Now I'm just rambling.
You took the off of the darkness and you replaced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I do things.
No, I like it. I like it. It keeps it fresh.
Anyway.
Does the singer sound like Getty or more darkness?
Somewhere in between. I'll play you a song later.
All right.
But yeah, I don't see you liking it, but I really like it. And I know they have a new album coming out in like a couple months here. So
Okay, so stand by for that.
stand by. Stand by me.
I have also been listening to
Won't you stand?
By Me. I have also been listening to two of the bands you mentioned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is going to be real short for me. The other one I've been listening to is The Best of the Roots.
Oh, yes. You were saying you're in a big hip hop kick.
Yeah,
eh?
I've been kind of feeling the hip hop vibes. You know, when we were talking about summer music last time and talking about ska and that kind of music being intrinsic to summer, I kind of feel like hip hop's the same way
Yeah.
for me.
Oh, for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it just kind of struck a chord with me. And a buddy of mine was talking about this new record by Black Thought, who's the main rapper on For the Roots.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was checking that out, and that led me down a rabbit hole to this Best of the Roots record. And it's like 51 tracks. It's this really... it's this really crazy album because the whole thing just sounds like one big, huge performance.
Even on the best of.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And it's like, you know, some of the songs, there's 51 tracks, but like some of the songs are just sort of like links from one to the next. They're only like 20 seconds. They're not really songs. They're just listed as tracks, right? But it was like $6 to buy because I still buy music. And it's so good. And it's like that kind of before the Roots started embracing horns and bringing kind of more music to it.
Yeah.
It's much more like kind of Tribe Called Quest vibe. So
Cool.
I'm digging it.
I enjoy the Roots myself, but I'm not well versed in them. I've always liked that they have kind of in the same way that the Beastie Boys do, like you can see the music side to it too. It's not all DJ and samples.
Yeah,
It's something
exactly.
I've always really appreciated about them.
Yeah. So there you go. So let's kick off the best of.
I think we have one other thing to do. We got a really random question.
Oh, okay.
This might be the start of a new segment. It's probably a one-off, but
Ask Mike and Nate.
we were asked our thoughts on Warped Tour ending. So Nate, let's
okay.
start with you since I think you went to the first Warped Tour, right?
I don't know if I went to the very first
If
one.
not the second
But
one.
I certainly went, like, I think it was like 99 or 90. No, it was
No,
before that, maybe 96.
You went to the one in London, right?
Yeah, I think it was 96. It was
then
long
you-
before it came to Calgary.
And then you went to the one in Vancouver,
yeah,
and then it was in Calgary. So
Yeah.
you went. I think you must have been on the first Warped Tour.
it could be. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was mind-blowing. The roster, the lineup. I mean, you know, there were bands that I love now that I'd never really heard of then that were playing, you know, smaller stages. It was, yeah. I mean, if they could do Warped Tour now like they did then, I'd be there every year.
So my question is
Yeah.
is it still like that, but we're not young anymore and we're not into that part of it?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they've changed the musicality a lot.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But the question is, are 16 and 15 and 14-year-olds into that in the same way that you as a 14-year-old were into, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what 15 and 16-year-olds listen to now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like Mike Park wrote something the other day
Okay.
on Twitter, and it was said, and I'll quote it, says, "I don't want to sound like an asshole, but here goes. Warped Tour has always sucked."
Wow.
Then a few minutes later, he tweeted again, and he said, "Let me rephrase. As an old man, Warped Tour sucks. But if I was in high school, I'd be seriously stoked." So Mike Park being Mike Park is probably just a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And he goes like, "Oh shit,
That
I
was
probably
kind of
put-
dinky.
That was kind of mean to me." But two, he makes a good point because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I never really liked Warped Tour all that much, but at the same time, when it first came, I was like, "Oh crap! There's so many bands that never
Yeah.
come to Calgary that are on this thing. I'm
Yeah.
finally going to see these bands, and some of them have never come back here again."
Yeah.
So in that way, it was really rad. I never really like seeing bands in that sort of setting, though.
Yeah.
So I've never
Like the Outside Festival.
the huge festival with
Yeah.
a bunch of people that aren't really there to see the band. They're just there for the experience and
Thing I
whatnot.
don't like about the Warped Tour is the bands had like 20-minute sets. Like by the time you're like really getting into it, it was like, and we're gone and off to the next band. And I think a lot of festivals today, like the bands still play like full sets. Like they'll play an hour, you know, before moving on to the next one. And that kind of always bugged me about Warped Tour. But I saw some bands that I would have never ever seen. Like I got to see Eminem,
Yeah, that's
which was
did
crazy.
people throw lemons at him or something?
Well, because they placed him right before Pennywise, who I think was the last band of the day. And in those days, like Pennywise was everything.
And this is pre-Eminem being anything other than his first single.
Yeah,
kinda.
it was like the single came out, so he could have been the next Britney Spears for all any of us,
Yeah.
especially like punk kids knew, right? And yeah, I think he got halfway through his set and people were chucking lemons at him from the lemonade stand and just chanting Pennywise. And he kept like pleading with the crowd, like, Vancouver, Vancouver. And people are like, no, Pennywise, Pennywise. And they were just relentless. And finally, he just flipped the bird to the crowd and walked off stage. And that was the end. And I also saw Ice-T, which was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
I'd
think
like to see
anybody who grew
Yeah.
who listens to punk rock had like an Ice-T phase in junior high.
Body Count for sure, man.
Totally.
Yeah.
And he played a couple Body Count songs, which was amazing, right up there. So yeah, I mean, Warped Tour had its time and its place for me for sure. Calgary was always a tough venue for it because whenever it came, there was always some horrible weather that ensued.
And isn't that Dust Bowl of an area? Like, so that's really shitty too. I just had two other quick points on that. One, I don't really like, as the internet became more popular, you kind of heard the bro culture behind some of the bands at
Yep.
Warped Tour who treated it like this big sleazeball fest.
Yep.
So I don't like that, which I think now knowing the bands that are on it lately, I feel like that got worse as it became more of like the MTV pop punk
Yeah,
bands.
because I remember like going to Warped Tours and seeing a lot of like anti-fascism booths and
Those still
you
might
know,
be
like
there, but-
anti-racist action and things like that, which I thought was really cool because you
Yeah.
don't see that at any festivals.
At other festivals?
Yeah.
I did see it in Austin at Fun Fest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But I mean, I am not super well versed in the festival thing. As we all know, I'm lazy and don't do things. Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay, spade.
You have experienced a lot more than me, so that's why I was kind of curious to
Yeah.
discuss this with you. And then the last thing, I mean, I've heard some bad things about the organizer, Kevin.
Yep.
So I've heard good and bad, and I did have one experience with him. So usually it's easy to brag on somebody for stuff.
Yep.
But he was really cool with me because we sent him an email saying like, "Hey, how do we get a band on Warped Tour when it's in Calgary? How do we get a booth?" And he said, "Oh, well, the bands are booked already, so I can't get any bands." But he's like, "Why don't you show up with your merch,
Yep.
set up a tent, sell it?"
And that's cool.
And he was like, he's like, "You don't have to pay anything," which I'm pretty sure is not how it works because
No.
I'm pretty sure people want to pay. And he's like, he told me to show up, and he's like, "Show up in the morning in the back. No one's gonna know what's going on. Just show up with your tent and set it up."
And you did.
And we did it for four
And it was all
years.
good. Yeah.
We did get our bands on it 1 or 2 of the years too, but
It's pretty cool.
But so that was cool. It was an experience, and we did expose our music to people that maybe never would have gone to an all ages show in Calgary or something
Right.
like that, or were there to see Pennywise and never would have ever thought about checking out a band that wasn't on Fat or Epitaph.
Yep.
And then, so I guess it goes full circle. As a kid, I could see how it sucks being in Warped Tour, but as an adult, I could care less that Warped Tour's around because there will be other festivals that take the places. Like there's so many more festivals now that take the place. So
I think it's like an end of an era, right? And that's probably the only thing that's kind of sad about it. Like, I'm sure bands that like there's a lot of bands that played, like a lot of bands that we listen to today that played that tour, like every summer, and
Yeah.
it was like summer, punk rock camp for them. So I think that'll probably, be sad for a lot of those bands, but those bands probably weren't playing it anymore either, right?
yeah,
I think it's like one of those end of an era things. Like, we've talked about this before where a lot of the bands that we still listen to that we listened to growing up are getting older and, there's only a matter of time. And I don't know, is there a changing of the guard? Is there going to be a changing of the guard, in
well, there
terms
always
of...
is. There always is a changing of the guard. So that I think that's when we get to saying those. Are these bands playing Warped Tour that would matter to us?
Right.
But to a 14-year-old, the bands playing Warped Tour probably matter a little bit.
Right.
So, and then the other quick question that was asked is, what are your thoughts on Hawaiian pizza?
Hawaiian?
Well, pineapple on pizza. So
Okay,
that's
'cause-
That's a Hawaiian pizza, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you can put pineapple on any pizza if you want.
That's true.
Like, if you read the extras on a menu,
Yeah, you could put any.
you can put anything.
Okay, so just pineapple on pizza.
Okay, because that's a different thing. I don't like Hawaiian pizza, but
I'm shaking my head.
it's not real pizza. It's not.
This isn't like you ordered like a chocolate pizza. It's still pizza.
I eat chocolate pizza.
Yeah, dessert pizza. That's not a real pizza. That's just a cookie made in pizza.
Dude, if you go to Italy, they're going to say Hawaiian pizza. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because it's Canadian.
And they're going to laugh at you. Is it Canadian too?
The guy who invented it's from Canada.
Really?
Yeah, it should be one of those Heritage Minute things.
I don't like ham, so
Well,
Hawaiian
yeah,
is
okay.
dead to me right away.
Yeah.
But I do like the flavor of pineapple on pizza. So if I order, I've never actually ordered it as an extra because I feel like somebody's like laughing at me in the back as they're putting pineapple on it. But I do like the sweetness. I'm a big sweet and salty kind of guy, so that kind of works for me. The sweet and savory together.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate ham, so
All right.
hope that
I hope
answered
that answered your
everyone's
question.
questions.
Yeah, send in your weird and wacky questions.
To the Ask Mike Nate.
All right, let's get going to the good stuff.
Yeah, the
Let's
real
talk about the
good
troops.
stuff. All right, number one. I'm going to go back to January 1 for this one, Mike.
January
The
1.
very beginning of the year.
All right, what is that?
Well, this album came out as a total surprise to everybody. I think there was a very select group of people. And this is what like blows my mind, because to keep a secret in today's day and age with social media and the internet and is near impossible, especially when you've got like, a following, a fan base, right? So anyways, this thing was kept a secret. I'm sure that people that were trying to make money off of this record were like, dude, you can't release a record on New Year's Day. what are you, dumb?
It's when everyone's spending their money, right?
But he was just like, no, I'm doing it because I think it's rad. And it totally just explains this guy to a T, because I think he doesn't care about that kind of stuff. It's just, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want to do, and it's what I'm going to do. So the album's Jeff Rosenstock's album, Post.
Oh, excellent.
Came out Jan 1. I love this record.
It's great.
It blew me away. And I kind of came late to the Jeff Rosenstock party and kind of found him before I found Bomb the Music Industry. I mean, you can hear Bomb the Music Industry in this stuff, but it's like less chaotic. You know, it's just more kind of boiled down. But yeah, I really, really like this record. You know, it's full of his comedic kind of self-deprecating lyrics, which he's known for. And, you know, the synths that are featured in a lot of Bomb the Music is there. So it's like a distilled Bomb the Music Industry. Great songs, lots of variety on the album. That's my number one pick.
You know what? I would have thought in my head that came out last year just because it was so quick after Christmas.
Right. It's crazy.
Crazy. You know what's even crazier?
Tell me.
I picked a band that released an album on January 2nd.
Oh my God. Did you hear that? My mind just exploded. Did you hear it?
Nope. I just assumed that was a Diet Root beer.
That was the carbonation from your pop.
All right. And the band I picked is a band we featured before from Halifax.
Okay.
Do you know who I'm talking about yet?
Sloan?
No, it's not Sloan. Are they from Halifax?
I don't. They're from the east.
They're from the Maritimes.
Yeah.
It's all the same, right?
I don't know.
I've never been.
I don't know your pick.
Oh, okay.
I'm done talking about the Maritimes.
The band is Out of Controller.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they released an EP called No Echo, which came out on January 2nd.
Is it Out of Controller or Out of Control La?
No, it's I don't know. I'm not making this mistake again.
You just did.
You
Oh, I'm not editing it out.
Well, don't.
I don't even know. It just came into my mind, and I just thought, I'm going to challenge Mike on this.
Yeah, well.
Awkward silence. There's the sigh.
Anyway, there's a band that seems to be getting better and better with each release too. Like, I don't know if you're noticing that. And they release a lot. Like, I enjoy this EP thing and singles that they do because they seem to be getting, like, it's moving along and progressing, but not at a pace where you're like, is that the same band?
Right.
So I enjoy it. They got kind of that catchy party punk rock kind of feel to them.
That pew, pew, pew feel.
Yeah, or like New Swears or to some extent Mean Jeans.
Yeah.
And the song I went with is called Something Wild. And I was going to ask you when we play it if you know what the sound clip's from, because I don't. And I'm usually pretty good at figuring out where sound clips are from.
Okay, well, I'm going to listen to it, and then I'm going to tell you what I think.
I'd love to hear what you think.
Okay, and I didn't say the song that I picked. The song I picked was Powerlessness.
And
but before we do that, because we've talked so long,
this is really crazy. So hopefully we didn't scare people off. we do talk about, we get to the music.
We do.
It's an all pineapple pizza.
We're all about the music. But before we get to that, we've had some bands throw us some music, which I think is awesome. I think you would agree.
I do agree.
And we're going to start out with a song that was supplied to us by a Toronto band that's from Canada, the Big Smoke.
The T-Dot.
The T-Dot to the O-Dot.
Home of the Raptors.
The center.
And the Marleys.
And the band is called the Hard Toms. The album is called, I hate this word. Panties not included. That just felt wrong. You know, like there's just words that you don't like. That's one word I don't like.
Panties?
Yeah, don't say it anymore.
That doesn't bother me, panties.
Yeah, that's good. I knew I shouldn't disclose this to you. It's their very first EP, and most of the album, well, I guess all of the album, it's covers of, it's basically like they went and raided your parents' record collection and then chose a couple songs to do covers of. So everybody from like Tom Jones to Bacharach to Humperdinck, and we're going to play a Tom Jones cover. It's not unusual.
To be loved by anyone? Or it's just not unusual?
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging around with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. It's not unusual to go out at any time. But when I see you out and about, it's such a crime. If you should ever wanna be loved by anyone, it's not unusual, it happens every day. No matter what you say, you know it happens all the time. Love will never do what you want it to. Why can't this crazy love be mine? It's not unusual to be mad at anyone. It's not unusual to be sad with anyone. But if you ever find that you changed at any time, it's not unusual to find out I'm in love with you. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Another person in a week. I was sitting silently, telling myself I need time to think. I met you at the coffee shop. We marched on the interstate, blocked the cops. The echoes of the flash grenade rang in our ears as we moved along. I called the positivity and congratulated myself on the job well done. But after a couple of days, the fire that I thought would burn it down was gone. Meet me at the Polish bar. I'll be the one looking at my phone, shaking like a nervous kid, absolutely terrified of being alone. So where could you go when the trouble's inside you? Make a live stand like they're covered in lead. How can you solve all the problems around you when you can't even solve the words in your head? I need you right now, I need you right now. Float up, totally dead. It came on suddenly, I was spoken to another person in a month. Small talk, obvious way, but not for me, I'm barely catching up. I have lots of things to say, but they gotta sound dumb, dumb, dumb. I have lots of things to say, but I'm just an idiot. So where could you go when the trouble's inside you? Make your lips feel like they're covered in lead. How can you solve all the problems around you when you can't even solve the words in your head? I need you right now, I need you right now, before I'm totally dead. Shrink into the toxic well where everybody's screaming for themselves and leaves no space to process feeling lost. These overwhelming distractions are like a pop, pop, powerlessness, and I feel too weak to walk it on. Yeah, yeah. Meet me at the Polish bar, I'll be the one looking at my phone, shaking like a nervous kid, totally terrified of being alone. So where can you go when the trouble's inside you? Make your lips feel like they're covered in lead. How can you solve all the problems around you when you can't even solve the words in your head? I need you right now, I need you right now, before I'm totally dead.
I'm Lulu.
Charles, pleased to meet you.
Never done anything like this before.
Don't worry, Charlie, I have.
Crazy rhythms of stereo. Turn it up and watch me go.
Mike, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I have no idea what that sound clip is from.
I don't either. If you guys do,
That's a deep cut.
let me know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's what's her name, Joey
Adams.
Adams in it, but
I don't know if that's her, though. It's a good guess. I'll give you that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good guess. But that's all I know. Okay?
All right.
All right, moving on. Number 2. This one is probably, if I never really rank the albums, but this could be the number 1. I really like this one.
So you went with this is your number 1, but you're like, I'm going to put in the second slot.
Well, because I wanted to try and do them like in order of their release dates.
Oh, how clever.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. I wanted to see if anyone noticed, mostly you, but I've ruined it now, so.
I respect your craft.
Thank you. The album is called Sleepwalkers.
Oh.
And the artist is Brian Fallon. And I just can't get enough of this record. Like, I could listen to this. I do listen to it a lot. It's something I come back to often. And it's like that. It's everything that I like about his songwriting put onto a record. It's got that 50s vibe. He's got a lot of hooks in there, a lot of just everything about his songwriting boiled into a record for me.
I really feel like I need to listen to this again.
Yeah, I think you do.
I've listened to it a couple times, but
there's a song called Etta James.
I do like that song,
and
a
I
lot.
feel like,
and I like that Her Majesty's Service or
something like that.
Something like that. But I do enjoy it. It's just I feel like I never gave it like a good listen. I feel like I just like skimmed it and was like, oh, this isn't Gaslight Anthem, which is a horrible, horrible thing to do.
Yeah, that is a horrible thing to do. Way to go.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like when someone does a solo project, even though the similarities are there, sometimes you're like expecting.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, oh, it's not Gaslight Anthem.
Well,
and I liked it, and it's weird because I did like his previous one. I don't think a lot of people did, and I like Horrible Crows.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I didn't give it the chance because when I hear the songs, they all seem really good to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's got a Gaslight vibe to it, but like obviously an older Gaslight vibe. But the thing I like about Fallon is that he doesn't do the kind of, I play in a punk band and now I write acoustic songs.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I respect that a lot.
Yeah, a lot, because that's hard to do. It's a lot harder to do than just changing the type of guitar you play, right?
I'm not going to name names here, but this.
No, don't do that. Yeah. No name calling.
Yeah.
And like the first track like just gave me the Randy Savage right away.
The Randy Savage?
Yeah, you know, like you're listening to something and it's like, ooh, yeah. It's the Randy Savage.
I love it.
So my first pick is, well, the only pick because I only get to pick one song. It's If Your Prayers Don't Get to Heaven by Brian Fallon on the album Sleepwalkers. Michael?
Nathan?
What gave you the Randy Savage?
Everything gives me the Randy Savage. You give me the Randy Savage.
Oh,
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could do it, Randy Savage.
I watched this thing on him. Like on, I don't know if you follow 80s wrestling pics.
I had to stop.
Instagram.
There was too many, but
I
did. I loved it for a while.
Did you see the one where he was talking about how he's the cream?
Oh yeah,
that's
one of my favorite clips ever.
And then he pulls out
creamers. I do. Okay. Full disclosure: a lot of time at work, I'll spend like 10 to 15 minutes watching old like wrestling talking, like their promos or whatever. And his are the best.
Do they still do them?
Well, I don't know.
Now?
I don't watch wrestling anymore, but I did watch it a lot as a kid. And Randy Savage and Roddy Piper were like my two favorites because their things were so outrageous. But Randy, like now it's even better because I understand him even better.
It's so dumb, but so good. And then like the King prop comes out and it's a creamer.
There's a lot of people touching people's muscles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mean Gene got right in there.
He wanted that cream on him. All right. I should get back to this.
Get back to it.
I'm going to go
paper shuffling happening over there. You okay?
Yeah, just
I feel like you need to number your pages.
I should have numbered the pages. That was a mistake. typing's a whole new game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with an April release.
Okay.
So not following your trend of.
It's okay. I didn't know when they came out. I just knew the order.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's a band from Spain.
Oh, Spain.
Spain. They don't sing in Spanish as far as I can tell.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
So I'm sorry to our one listener, Jeff.
The one
that
we
is
don't
looking.
cater to you.
Yeah. You're not the cream.
No. You don't rise to the top.
You don't have creamers in your pocket?
No.
Oh.
We could have pretended, though.
We need
No one would know.
We need props. Anyway, the band is called Wild Animals, and the album is The Hoax.
Oh, nice.
And it's just, this is a band I found on Bandcamp, and they have a very 90s punk and alternative indie feel to them.
Yeah.
And I think we have discussed them before a little bit, because we were both been listening to it.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because it's one of those albums that I didn't totally love the first time I listened to it. I listened to it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I'll probably never listen to it again. And then I went back and listened again, and each time it seems to be getting better and better.
It was a grower.
It's a grower.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the song I went with is All My Friends Are Far Away.
Nice.
Change. I'm gonna start today. I'm gonna roll these dice with a song tonight. I'm gonna whip these blues away, and I'm gonna run so far they'll never find me again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. You've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do. And I just wait in the cold, cold grave. But I know, like I've been told, yeah, Mama said, hold on to hope. She whispered sweet, there's a light and glory. But you gotta burn that sound of the voices out. They wanna bring you to your knees, and you gotta run so far they'll never find you again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. And you've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do. And when I was a child, a dream came to me, where every soul hanging low found its piece of dignity. But till that dream gets to heaven, you can ride this train for free. Till that dream gets to heaven, you can ride this train on me. And we're gonna run so far they'll never find us again. But I ain't leaving unless I'm leaving here with you. I've been patient while I waited, but I feel it's time to move. You've been crying, yeah, I seen you. Honey, I've been crying too. But if your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe for you. If your prayers don't get to heaven, I'm gonna keep them safe till they do. Till they do. sad routine. Now I sit here gazing at the screen. I'll see you brighter days. Play that record that says some friends are forever.
All right. Here we are. Pick number 3. Michael,
Nathan.
the album is called Swell. The band, Tiny Moving Parts. The song, Applause.
I like your approach to this.
Thank you. I'm just trying out new things.
Yeah, you gotta freshen things up.
Yeah, keeping it fresh and clean. I'd never heard of this band before. Had you? Before this album came out?
I've heard the name, and to be honest, I just lumped them in with bands like the bands that came after Taking Back Sunday.
Okay.
I don't know why in my head I just had them lumped in with there.
It's kind of that vein. It's kind of that realm, but very different at the same time.
Yeah.
Like lots of like technical guitar, but not like Wilhelm scream technical. Like it's, a lot of finger tapping and stuff like that. But it sounds really, really cool. And they built in a lot of really great hooks. I really like this band. They totally caught me off guard. Like I was walking down the street and all of a sudden Swell came on and I just like barrel rolled into the road. It was like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just don't barrel roll for any band.
No.
No.
But it caught me off guard, and I really like this record. One of those records I have revisited again and again and again.
See, I haven't given this one a lot of listens, but I do.
Sounds like a theme, Mike.
Yeah. I'm a horrible person.
It's okay.
I'm a monster.
You are a monster. That's for sure.
It is a band that I always hear about how great they are, and I don't know why I haven't sat down and actually listened to it, but I have heard tracks off this album, and I like it a lot. So
yeah, it's got the perfect ratio.
Because you like it so much, I am going to give it a full listen.
Wow.
It's got the Nate guarantee.
That's friendship right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like the perfect balance of yell, scream, sing. And I really like that. Yell, scream, sing.
You can dig it?
Oh, I can dig it. What's your next one, Mike?
My next one is War on Women. And the album
Great album.
Capture the Flag.
Nice.
Have we featured War on Women on this before? I don't think we
I
had.
don't think so.
It's a band I've really come to enjoy over the last few years. I think the first time I heard about them, Propaganda was taking them out on tour.
Yeah.
And I downloaded a demo of theirs, and it was pretty cool. I like their lyrics a lot. They have a great message, and it leads to great music. So
yeah, is it just me, or is there less political punk rock today?
Yeah, I think there's less. And so when a band does it and does it well, it's great. It's like, and that's something that's always appealed to me about punk rock, and something I think we need.
Totally.
Personally.
Totally.
Because punk rock shaped a lot of how I think about politics, or at least allowed me to explore stuff that maybe wouldn't have been in my bubble.
I genuinely think it made me a better person.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, me.
Yeah.
I would have been a dick.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, today's day and age is a lot different because a lot of these things, aren't taboo anymore and are talked about. But, like when we were in junior high and high school, people weren't talking about sexism and homophobia,
or body
in the hallways or yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like those things just weren't talked about, but those were things that were very upfront to us.
Yes.
And things that we certainly acknowledged and, wanted to bring awareness about, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it, like you said, it made me a better person. So when I hear a band like War on Women tackling these issues and trying to get the young people or even older people to listen and talk about this stuff, it just really makes the music that much better.
Yep.
So that's something that's really gravitated me towards them. This album, again, is just packed with all that kind of stuff. And the song I ended up going with was Lone Wolves, which is a song about gun control. And the story is that they had written the song before the incident in Florida.
Okay.
It's pretty sad that you have to start thinking about when the incident happened or
Yeah.
where or
The
before
nightclub one, right?
No, not the nightclub one.
Oh.
The high school one.
Even more sad that
Yeah,
we're.
that's what I'm saying.
Which one was it?
Yeah, which one? Exactly. So, and it's about gun control. And I really like the lyric. They don't care if you live. They don't care if you die. It's always been about control. And it's just, yeah, it's fucking sick that we have to talk about mass shootings on a regular basis. So it's good to have a song about it. And
Yeah.
anyway,
That's heavy.
Heavy D.
Yeah.
It's no Macho Man. Sometimes you got a Macho Man. Sometimes you got a propaganda.
Yeah. Well, nice choice, Mike.
All right.
We got Swell by Tiny Moving Parts. The song is Applause and
War on Women off Capture the Flag, and the song is Lone Wolves.
Do It.
Send applause to your heartstrings. Send it. Send it all down. May this drum and feel everything. Another minute passed. Another year I dread. May this drum and feel everything. May this drum and feel everything. Letters
goes my hearing.
Yep. Well, you go to concerts without earplugs.
That's what happens.
It's like dancing with the devil.
I just can't do it. Like, I feel like it's disrespectful to the band. I do.
It's disrespectful to your hearing.
Well, like you show up to a show and you're plugging your ears? No?
No.
Am I wrong?
See, now I wish I had earplugs at that propaganda show because I feel like the sound would have been better if I had earplugs.
No, I feel like it intensifies the bass.
Oh, maybe. I never worn earplugs. I can't do it. It's uncomfortable. I hate it's kind of like, this is going to date us a little bit, but it's like wearing a helmet when you ride your bike. To me, it feels like,
it feels
I know you should do it.
Yeah, it feels dumb.
I do it if I have to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still feel like I'm like that kid, and you're like, who's the kid wearing a helmet?
Yeah. Like, dude, get your mom to cut the leash. Be a kid.
Come on, have fun. What are you going to do? Crack your brain open?
Exactly. Number 4.
We're on 4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So go to page whatever. Oh,
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No. I like how you're crossing them off now, too.
Yeah.
This new system, you've got to develop it a little bit better than what you've got. Just saying.
I'm open to criticism. I accept your criticism.
It's constructive.
Yes.
Yeah. It's constructive.
I would appreciate if you gave a positive comment before the negative
right.
comment, but, we'll work on it.
Yeah.
We'll talk to HR and later on.
I don't see it happening.
No.
All right, my next pick. This is a band that I feel like didn't get anywhere near the love it should have got on this record. And there's been some talk in the WhatsApp about this album not being as good as I think it is, and I don't get it. I could listen to this album nonstop. I think I listened to it 3 times just today.
Today?
Yeah.
Wow.
The album Schmaltz, the band, Spanish love songs, the song Buffalo Buffalo. This is one, like, I could have picked any song. Like, I love this album. It's so good. And I know everybody says, oh, yeah, it sounds like the Menzingers. The more I listen to it, the less the music sounds like the Menzingers. I mean, his voice does. His voice sounds like Greg, but them's the breaks. Like, that's just going to happen sometimes. I don't think he's trying to emulate him. I think it's just, that's the tone of his voice. That's how it sounds.
You don't think?
No.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I listened to it once front to back, and it all sounded like the same song.
But it's okay, and I've heard that argument too. But it's a great song. If your whole album's going to sound like one song, make it a great song.
Okay, that's a fair argument. That's enough of an argument to make me reconsider my anti-stance on it.
I've listened to this album a lot of times, and every time, like, I can hear it differentiating more and more and more.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't always just toss it after the first listen.
That's right.
Which we're so inclined to do these days.
Which has also become a theme of this episode.
Yes.
Yeah. This is of the, I would say, the org-core genre.
Yeah, I would say it's an org-core.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the songwriting. I'm surprised you don't like it because it's all about self-deprecation. I mean, this album is just packed with anthems of self-doubt and self-deprecation. So I'm kind of
really
surprised.
Speak to me,
it really should. Yeah. I love those songs. So to have an album front to back that's just full of them is great to me.
I will give it another listen and give it a better shot.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might do it tonight.
Wow.
I probably won't.
No.
I said I might.
Might means never.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I will listen to it because I have been meaning to go back to it. I think just my initial reaction was skewed by the WhatsApp chat and the bashing of it before I got to it.
Right.
So that kind of maybe
put a
taste in my mouth that I didn't
like.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We're gonna come back to this next episode and see where you're at.
Okay.
See what homework you've done.
Maybe that'll be what I've been listening to.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe it won't.
Let's see.
We'll find out.
Maybe. Might.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
4.
My next pick is an album that came out in February.
Okay.
It's an album full of unsolicited jingles.
Oh, yes.
And the band is Mean Jeans.
Yes.
And the album is Jingles Collection.
Yes.
And
What jingle did you pick, Mike?
Just hold on. Let's talk about this a little bit. I think it's a hilarious idea.
It is funny. Yeah.
And I know they got a lot of heat online about this because people are like, oh, you guys are just trying to get free stuff from corporations and you're singing about corporations. And there's a whole bunch of that going on.
Which I say to that, so what?
Yeah, me too. Like,
right?
I mean,
like you own it, obviously.
I just think it's like really hilarious that someone sat down and was like, yeah, let's just do like a bunch of jingles for products, some which don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it is funny. I'll give you that.
I'm assuming Dunkaroos don't exist anymore.
I feel like I've seen them at the supermarket.
You can still dunk a Dunkaroo?
A Dunkaroo, you dunk, 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 you dunk, dunk, a Dunkaroos.
Did they have Dunkaroos in Australia?
No, but it was a kangaroo. That was the mascot.
No, I know. It was a whole.
I don't know if it came from Australia.
No, the whole commercial was like.
That sounds like you're making a stereotype.
No, I'm not making a stereotype. The whole commercial was Australian stereotype. So now I'm wondering in my head as you did this, I'm like, did Dunkaroos exist in Australia, or did they call them something else? Were they like?
This is a question for you, Australia.
Yeah, get back to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, I think it's hilarious. And I did read that they did end up getting some free stuff from Mountain Dew,
awesome,
which makes it even better. And they did get a hilarious rejection note from Coors Light.
I saw that,
which said that Coors Light couldn't be associated with their with them because of their association with irresponsible drinking habits.
Right. Right.
So I was thinking that they probably should have went with a Bud Light song because Bud Light had Spud McKenzie, and that was a party dog.
So the next Jingles album you do, if you want some free stuff, go Bud Light.
Yeah, but you got to have a party dog.
Yeah.
If you got a party dog, that they want a party.
They should have written the song called Spud McKenzie.
The party dog.
Right.
Or maybe you don't even need to put the party dog. Maybe it's assumed he's a party dog.
I would, with a name like Spud, yeah.
Yeah. But the song I did end up going with was the Wendy's Junior Double Cheeseburger.
Okay.
Because, so there's a little bit of a backstory here. There's a guy on my beer league hockey team who always gets fast food after the games.
Okay.
I also always get fast food after the games.
To replenish the grease that you've sweat out?
Quantifying, yeah, just to make up for any of that exercise that I did. But I've been made fun of it for it a lot. And then when this guy joined their team, he's a stoner and he's really into getting fast food after because he gets stoned before he plays.
Okay.
So he's always talking about getting Wendy's after. And when this came out, every time he said it, all I could hear in my head was the song and the jingle. And I'm like, it works. It fucking worked. I want a Wendy's Double Junior Chicken Bacon Cheeseburger. So I had to go with that one. So
there you go.
That's it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like this album. I think it is funny. I just couldn't get past the I don't know. I just couldn't get past it.
They did one for Capri Sun.
Yeah, it just...
That's the song of soccer moms everywhere.
I don't know. It was too much.
All right.
It's too much.
That's fair. You don't like good things.
I can't have nice things. It's not that I don't like good things.
Okay.
Spanish Love Songs album, Schmaltz song, Buffalo, Buffalo.
Mean Jeans, Jingles collection, and the song is Wendy's Junior Double Cheeseburger.
Thermostat don't work. I'm sweating naked on my bed. It's gonna fade a nasty yellow in the morning. Another blank face staring through me like a chalk outline of dreams that bled out in the night. A postmortem portrait of loneliness. Some heavy-handed statements like I've never felt at home. Well, some asshole shot up some kids week before you left for Portland. I'm thinking about dying again from the worst outcomes of a world that I can't slow down. snowstorm than a lion in the brush. Rather be sheep trapped in a snowstorm than a lion in the brush in the size of a bastard who can't get it up. Would you meet me in the middle? Would you meet me north of Buffalo? Escaping till the winter, build a house where no one wants to go. Meet me in the middle, meet me north of Buffalo. Escaping till the winter, build a house where no one wants to ever go.
When I'm lost and lonely, with just $1 to my name, there's only one sandwich that'll kill the pain. Keep me up. Give me a junior bacon cheeseburger. Give me a junior bacon cheeseburger. Give me a J-B-C. Listening to give me a junior bacon cheeseburger. 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 Give me a.
It sounds like a
I
song.
dare you to write a jingle. I dare you to write a jingle that's as catchy as that.
Okay. Okay.
You come next.
Well, no, I'm not going to write it in a month. I'm not a professional musician.
The end of the summer, I want a jingle for the podcast written by you.
A jingle for the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's harder to write than
No.
a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger song. Okay. Challenge accepted, Michael.
Yeah, you come up with a jingle.
I will.
If it's so easy.
I will come up with
Yeah.
a jingle.
Actually, pick any product
Any product.
that's not on theirs.
Okay. You might have to tell me the products that are on there.
Yeah. All right. I feel like you didn't give this album a listen.
I feel like it's like the song you write in a jam space because somebody showed up with a Junior Bacon Cheeseburger. And then you're like, it's pretty good.
Those are the best kind of songs.
No, they're never the best kind.
They're the ones everyone wants to hear at the show.
We had one, and it was not very good.
Summer?
Yeah.
It was great. That's my favorite JUU song. I won't even lie about it.
Oh, man.
If you guys would have recorded that, that would have been my favorite song of yours.
Was it because I played guitar on it? Was that
I didn't
why?
even know about that.
We all changed instruments for that song.
Huh?
No? That was the best part of that song. I do. The funny thing to me, though, is that they call it a sandwich at the beginning. And like fast food places, they have this, like one of them must have worked at a Wendy's because fast food places, when they're giving you the propaganda of starting to work there, they call their things like burgers, sandwiches. And I'm always like, come on. Isn't that a sandwich? Sandwich implies healthy.
It's barely a burger.
Exactly. So I think one of them worked at Wendy's at one point because
Oh,
he
maybe.
knows the inside
He's got some
lingo.
product knowledge.
Yeah,
Product knowledge.
Yeah. He's deep into the product knowledge. All right, we're on the last one.
All right, that was heavy.
Mike, this is your part. So go ahead. I'm going to sit back and watch you shuffle papers.
Thank you all for listening and for your contributions, especially the few of you that put in the effort to send a list every episode. There's a lot of people that have sent in a list or two or three, but there's a few of you that have sent in a list for every episode.
We've even had guys come in, like they came in maybe episode 13 to start listening to this podcast, and they went back and started providing lists for back episodes.
So I just want to say we appreciate it.
We do.
And we do appreciate all the interaction we've been getting and all the messages and even the weird, wacky questions.
We do.
We do.
We do.
And I want to say thank you to the bands that have sent us submissions.
Yeah,
and,
keep going. Keep sending us more music.
And yeah, if you like our podcast, please give us a rating on iTunes or tell a friend to listen or just get in touch with us. And
those are important things.
Yeah, I think so. And then hopefully next month, selfishly, I'll be celebrating a World Cup win for Croatia.
You will. You'll be celebrating.
I feel like it, hey? I feel like it. It'll be a big high fives office party.
I don't know if I can make it.
Yeah, well, I'll be there.
Like most of your parties.
And I want to say, give Nate a big hug. He deserves it for being Employee of the Month.
Thanks,
It's
Mike.
something I'll never be, but Nate has been Employee of the Month.
I can't wait for my picture to go up on the wall.
There's a budget here. And you know
you
what?
Could draw one.
You took some time off. I don't know.
I'm owed vacation time.
I don't know. I feel like you're not putting the effort into the editing.
I didn't even use my sick days all last year.
I'm starting to rethink this Employee of the Month thing.
That was quick. That was fleeting.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, let's get to our last picks.
Let's do it. It's the last one. This is the one I thought we might cross over, so we're going to find out now. But we made it to the end, so who cares, right? I mean, really, who cares if it happened on the first one? But it didn't. The album is this one you turned me on to, Mike, because from time to time you turn me on as well. This is a band from Vancouver that you turned me on to.
Excellent.
The album's called Huge Grant.
Oh,
the band is called Wars. I love this album.
It's great.
It's so good. Yeah. I love the throwback to, I think it's 21 tracks. Like, I mean, who's putting out, what are you, Rancid? Like, that's awesome.
It's great.
And the variety on this record is awesome. Like, there's no way you can get bored listening to this record because just the musicality and the genre shift is kind of all over the place, which I love. I love when a band doesn't just kind of, one note it all the way through. So big ups to you guys for keeping it real. I picked a song because we played them last episode, two episodes ago, because they just put out this record.
Yeah.
The song I chose was Stand Up Children. And I dig it. Great songwriting. What would you call this? Like,
they're pop punk, I guess.
Yeah. Post emo.
Maybe. I still say it's very pop.
I don't even know what post emo means.
Post emo,
but it sounds cool.
That's worse than when I was talking about cuddlecore.
No, it's not. Nothing's worse than that. So yeah, thanks, Mike, for turning me on to these guys. Thanks, Wars, for writing good tunes. And I would encourage you all to check out this album and all their other albums.
Awesome. That was a good pick, Nate.
Thanks.
We didn't match, though.
Wow.
So
I'm was this on the radar?
Oh, it was totally on the radar.
Yeah, this was an Audible?
It wasn't on my Audible list, but it was definitely on the radar.
All right.
It would have been... It's in there. It's going to probably work its way into my year-end list.
Ooh, working its way into your top 83 of the year. Here's all the albums that came out this year. I'm Michael James Condick. Good night.
Here's a song I like. Here's another song I like. And another one. Anyway, the band I went with, or isn't really a band, it's a person, and it's Lindy Ortega.
Oh, okay, cool.
And the album's Liberty. And it's kind of a change up for me from what I normally would pick as my number one album of the year.
Yep.
I keep waiting for it to get old, and it doesn't. Like, front to back, this album is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I guess I like the story of it and how it's kind of got a spaghetti western feel to it. It's kind of cool that she's from Calgary. It's not kind of cool that I've never actually seen her live.
Isn't she doesn't play a lot here though, does she?
No, not that often. I mean, enough
that you could have.
I could have seen her, but she didn't. She's technically just moved here in the last few years.
Okay.
So I think she's originally from Toronto and then moved to Nashville and then got married to a Calgarian.
The Big Smoke.
The Big Smoke. Toronto, we're nailing it.
Another plug for Toronto.
It's home of the Marlies.
Who's the Marlies?
It's their AHL team.
Awesome. What is a Marley?
I don't know.
Like, is it a cigarette?
I don't know. That's awesome if they're named after a cigarette.
That would be awesome.
There's no way they're still getting away with it. It is,
No.
it is Toronto, the Big Smoke.
It would be awesome. Let's look into
I thought
it.
they were called Hogtown.
Hogtown. I've never heard that.
No, maybe I just made that up.
I think that's what Calgary's called.
No, Calgary's Cowtown.
Oh, yeah. Now,
Both awful names. Why
would they be called Hogtown?
I have no idea. In my head. I'm going to look that up after and see if that's
It's going
real.
to be a thinker the
Yeah.
whole way home. Okay.
It's not giving me any Randy Savage.
Lindy Ortega.
But yeah, and the song, I had trouble picking a song because I'm not sure the songs work as singles.
Gotcha.
Like, do you ever get an album where like...
Oh, totally. Yeah.
As a full album, it works, but as a single, it doesn't. So I went with the one that's most single-like.
Okay.
And that song is called The Comeback Kid.
Okay. Cool.
So
So there we go. Wars. Huge grant. The song is Stand Up Children. Michael?
Lindy Ortega. The album is... what is the album?
Oh.
Liberty. The song is The Comeback Kid. Thanks for listening. Let me shuffle some more papers. Stay cool and be excellent to each other.
Everything has been prepared. Stand up, children, and get up, kids. It's time to go. Not a thing has been repaired. Congratulations. Here's the kids. We gotta go. Exaggerate a bit. A lot and forget which parts are exaggerated. And call me unresponsive if you're running out of options of things to say when we're just sitting in the living room. Everything has been prepared. Stand up, children, and get up, kids. It's time to go.
what you deserve. You took my life and wrecked it, but I've been resurrected. Oh, the comeback kid. When you're all alone and you feel like the coast is clear. When you think you got away and there's nothing left to fear. I bet you didn't think that someone like me could find you. Well, turn around, baby, 'cause the ghost is right behind you. You took my life and wrecked it, but I've been resurrected. Oh, the comeback kid. Keep on coming back, baby, keep coming back, keep 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 coming back.
I typed my notes. I feel really
I
professional.
see that. That's hardcore.
I didn't have any line paper at work.
This isn't lined.
Yeah, but then
You need lines to write on.
I like my line paper. I'm particular.
Do you go legal too?
No,
Has it got to be the yellow?
no.
Bothers your eyes? Not editing. Boss.
Jetson, you're fired.
Wow. The impressions.
That was bad.
So good.
No, that was a bad one.
First step is acceptance, Mike.
One day you'll get there.
One day. Not today.
Not today. Not tomorrow.
Probably not the next day.
It's a band I really have been. Can we start that over again?
No.
No, I guess not. Hey.